we've now got the second to the last dash on. So in the first half at the very beginning, please put your hands together for Mr. Daryl Golden!
Wait. Give us a cheer if you've seen me before. Hey! Sit down. So, I've got a bit of a dark sense of humour, but it's okay, I'll start with something clean. It's a really cute thing that some parents do with their children. It's where they're having a tickle fight or a play fight and the child pretends to be dead. And the parent's like, oh no, he's dead, he's dead! And the child lies there, desperately trying not to laugh. The parent goes, wait, better make sure, and then licks the kid's face, causing him to burst out laughing and break character, which is cute, but can lead to some misconceptions. For instance, years later, an emergency situation arises. Someone asks for your help, their granddad has collapsed, and they're seeking someone with the knowledge of medicine. Now you barely have a knowledge of maths, but you agree to help. Neither of you can phone for an ambulance and there's no one else around. So all you can do is stand there and count the amount of seconds you've been completely useless. And they didn't teach you first aid at school because the government think it's more important for you to learn foreign languages. So now you can count the seconds you've been useless in English, French, German, and Spanish, but still do nothing for the unconscious casualty. And as time's getting on, the person who asks for your help's like, oh God, I think he's dead. And you think, maybe, just maybe, and you lean in close, and you lick his face, desperately hoping that he'll burst out laughing, break character, and the whole thing will turn out to be a big practical joke. But he doesn't. He dies. The one who asked for your help's now punching you in the face, and you're forever known for licking an old man to death. Well, after this happens, I decided to try and improve on my knowledge. I studied quantum physics and read up on World War II. I learned all about Schrodinger's list. That guy who had loads of Jews in boxes with vials of poison attached to timers. And Schindler's Cat, who helped free those Jews from those boxes. I even read up on some Stephen Hawking, one of the smartest men in the world, Stephen Hawking. But then after about an hour, I started to get this headache. I thought, come on, keep going. Even Stephen Hawking himself would have had to push through this to get to where he is today. And I thought, if that's the amount of damage you can take from a headache, then I should probably stop reading now. You know, loss of physical function is a big price to pay for an intricate knowledge of the universe. Or is it? Maybe Stephen Hawking has achieved a state of mind that leaves him in constant pleasure. Maybe it's more intense than sex, drugs, and athletics. Maybe it's so addictive that the rest of his body shut down so that he could give it his full attention. And maybe that face he's always pulling is his cum face. And if it isn't, then I would like to see his cum face. Am I alone in this? Who would not want to see Stephen Hawking's cum face? But how far would you go? Would you go as far as to suck his dick? I would go that far! And if that's what his face looks like, can you imagine how his cock's gonna look? Before his illness, Stephen Hawking was quoted as saying that it's not clear that intelligence has any long-term survival value. Whereas nowadays, I think it's quite clear that it does. He also said that he thinks that computer viruses should be considered as life. Whereas nowadays, I think he thinks computer viruses should be considered as life-threatening. He also once famously claimed that God does play dice, though he sometimes likes to confuse us by throwing them where they can't be seen. Whereas nowadays, I think that anyone playing dice with Stephen Hawking would be able to throw them in a place where he can't see them. Even directly in front of him would be a little bit of a struggle. And it's because of people like Stephen Hawking that technology is advancing. I believe that soon we'll be able to change the way that we taste things with implant devices built into our tongues. Yeah, you could make any flavour taste like any other flavour. You could make stamp glue taste like gummy bears. Or if you like the taste of stamp glue and don't like the taste of gummy bears, then you could make gummy bears taste like stamp glue. And it would be sexualised. You can make Yorkshire pudding taste like pussy. Or if you like the taste of Yorkshire pudding, don't think she'd be too impressed if she looked down to see you pouring gravy on her veg. Especially if it's lumpy. Though to be honest, if her vagina's lumpy, then you probably shouldn't be licking it. And you'd be able to taste exotic meats, endangered species, even human meat. Children would always eat their vegetables. People who are lactose intolerant could taste cheese. People who are allergic to nuts could taste nuts. People who are allergic to cat hair could taste cat hair. And paedophiles could taste baby dick without being a threat to society. And celebrity bumholes would be a new taste craze. With the authentic taste of Beyonce's booty. It's bootylicious. And you remember Britney Spears' fart in a jar sold on eBay a few years ago? Well, now you can taste it. Which is great, unless the reason why you wanted the jar is so that you can stick your dick in it and make it smell like you buff up Britney Spears. You know, in case you ever get the chance to show off. Like, hey, smell my dick. Hey, is that Britney Spears' ass? Yes, it is. You never know what kind of life you'll be living in 5 years' time. I mean, hopefully, I will still be doing this. Coming on stage with my topical, hard-hitting political humour that I've used tonight. Either that or I'll be sucking Stephen Hawking's dick. And then licking his face to see if he's still alive. It's alright though, it tastes of Yorkshire pudding. And now, look, I realise that I'm poking fun at a man who's got a terminal disease. I'd like to assure you that if he were to die, I would be absolutely gutted. There's none of those jokes at work. This shit ain't easy to write. How long have I left? Now? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, stick around for your headline facts. He is the one who started. None of us would be here tonight if it wasn't for him. And much respect to everyone who came down.
Clarify, God is not your headline act. If anybody ever had a big fish to your time, for those that haven't, I'll just give you basically about 5 minutes ago, 7. Right, as Daryl said, without him, it wouldn't have never happened.